Hello there, everyone. So today is a very, very important day for me, June 23rd. Many of you, most of you actually, already know this, but for the few who don't, I will tell you the significance of this date. So, uh, 4 years ago today, in 2017, I tried to take my own life due to major depression, overarching anxiety, and just wanting to be free of any pain I had experienced up until that point. Back then, I felt like I had no hope and that I had no purpose, so I felt that that was the way to go. Now, in the 4 years that have passed, I have learned a lot, although it did take me four psychiatric hospitalizations to do so. Uh, in terms of lessons, I have learned that every life has a purpose, as superficial as it sounds, but at the same time, you really need to allow yourself the chance to live longer in order to find that purpose because it doesn't become crystal clear to you immediately. In my case, it took me a couple years after that day to really understand that I could do something with my life and that there were reasons to stay alive. Like one thing I always find myself asking, or like asking people who are nearing the same place I was at that time, I ask them, "What do you have to live for? Like, what are your hobbies? Who do you have in your life that really empowers you? Who really keeps you grounded?" For me, it's a few specific friends. It's definitely my immediate family, and of course, you guys, the ones who follow me, because like I want to be a beacon of hope for you. Like, I really want to show you that there is grace in failure because uh, you cannot have success without failure. And in terms of that, like, this was one of the most ultimate failures of my life because I failed to understand my purpose. I failed to realize that I needed to stay alive and that now wasn't my time. That wasn't my time. But really, what I learned through that horrific day, besides never wanting to experience it again, is that I have so much more to offer this world, and everyone who follows me and everyone who doesn't also has a lot to offer, even if they don't realize it yet. So, one thing that's for certain, as long as I run this page and this YouTube channel, every year on this day, I will record a video to recap what happened in 2017 and also to give you new lessons. So, today, I would like to say that like one of the reminders I had for why suicide isn't a viable option is in the same year in January 2017, I lost a friend to a car crash. And I think I've told some of you this before, like maybe through Facebook, but that really, really broke me because of the fact that I had just gotten close to this person. But I found myself thinking and realizing that almost every day since the day I found out he passed, I was still thinking about him. And on top of that, like, I felt remorse for all the time I didn't spend with him. And I also felt that if I had succeeded in taking my own life, he would be very disappointed with me because I knew that he knew that I had a lot to offer. And he really admired me just like I admired him. So if I'm ever feeling down or thinking back to what I almost achieved, I remember that, like, if there is an afterlife and he's there, I know he's watching me, and I know that he wants to see me live. He doesn't want to see my life cut short. And to say the least, I use that as one of my driving forces for staying alive. But look at me now, especially this year. I have erased most of my debt, and actually, last week, I got my first car, and I'm starting to bear the responsibilities of owning a car, like repairs and all that. And I graduated with honors from community college, and this fall, I am going to my local town university, which happens to have a good program for my field of study, and I'm going into the university honors program. So, had I succeeded in taking my own life that day, I wouldn't be here now to achieve all this. And I would have missed out on a lot of happy feelings because uh, I've had so much good happen in these past 4 years. It astounds me. I've grown so much more in these 4 years than I had in the 19 years before that day. So, needless to say, my big lesson for you today is if you're feeling like your life is not worth anything, you need to seek someone out, be it a friend, a therapist, a counselor, or even the suicide hotline. Like, I've had friends turn to the suicide hotline and it's really, really helped them. But at the same time, know that there are people like me who have survived and have realized that they have much more to offer this world than leaving it early. Because just like my friend left me, unintentionally, I might add, like I can only imagine what would happen if I had left my friends in the same way. So on this day, do not think of the horror that occurred on the anniversary of this day. I definitely don't. Think of the avenues that opened once that horror passed. So, with that, I'm going to leave you to your your wonderful days. I'm going to let you do what you need to stay afloat, and I really really am amazed by how many of you follow my story and how many of you think it is valuable. It really keeps me going. So, with that, I'm going to leave you to your spectacular summers, and you have a wonderful summer. Thank you so much for watching.